There's a saying in Buddhism, the distracted mind loses what the peaceful mind protects. And one young monk was about to learn exactly what that meant. Because sometimes, what we lose outside ourselves helps us discover what we lost within. It was a peaceful morning inside the monastery. Birds sang softly in the distance. The first golden rays of sunlight stretched across the ancient temple walls. Inside the meditation hall, the Buddha's disciples sat peacefully in silence. Everything felt calm. Then, suddenly, hurried footsteps shattered the silence of the hall. The kind of footsteps that sounded like someone running from a hungry tiger. The monks turned. It was the young monk, Advaita. He rushed into the hall, breathing heavily, sweat on his forehead, eyes filled with panic. "Bande! Bande!" he cried. "I have a serious problem." The monks looked at him with concern, but one elderly disciple simply looked at him with compassion. "What troubles you, Advaita?" The young monk bowed deeply. "Bhante, I have lost my meditation beads." A few monks sighed quietly. One monk slowly covered his face with his hand. This was the 4th time this month. The elderly monk, Aniruddha, asked gently, "Advaita, where did you last see them?" The young monk blinked in confusion. "Bhante, if I remembered where I last saw them, I wouldn't have lost them." The entire hall burst into laughter. But one elderly disciple, Aniruddha, only smiled softly. He was smiling because he saw something deeper hidden beneath the mistake. Aniruddha nodded calmly. "Very well," he said. "Let us retrace your morning." Advaita straightened proudly. "I woke up. Then I washed my face. Then I meditated. Then I visited the kitchen. Then I walked through the garden. Then I spoke to another monk. Then I remembered I was hungry. Then I started thinking about lunch. Then I—" Aniruddha gently raised his hand. "Advaita, you have traveled more in your thoughts this morning than your feet traveled across the monastery." The monks laughed again. Even Advaita smiled this time, but Aniruddha's eyes remained thoughtful. Aniruddha asked softly, "When you walked to all these places, where was your mind?" Advaita answered honestly, "Oh, everywhere. Sometimes in the past, sometimes in the future, sometimes imagining mangoes, and sometimes thinking about enlightenment." Soft laughter filled the room again. Then Aniruddha nodded gently and said, "A mind scattered across time cannot hold even a string of beads. How then can it hold wisdom?" Silence filled the hall. The laughter faded, and the lesson began to settle deep inside every heart. The elderly disciple continued, "Imagine a shepherd who loses his sheep every single day. Would he be considered wise?" "No, Bhante," the monks replied. Aniruddha nodded. "And imagine a monk who loses his meditation beads every day." Advaita lowered his head. The elder continued softly, "The beads are not the true problem. They are only the mirror. They reflect the condition of your mind." Later that afternoon, another monk made an amusing discovery. Advaita's meditation beads had finally been found. Do you know where they were? Under his meditation cushion, exactly where he himself had placed them the night before. When Advaita heard this, he suddenly laughed. "My beads never wandered away. It was my mind that wandered." The monks laughed warmly beside him, but this time, the laughter carried understanding. That evening, Advaita approached Elder Aniruddha once more. "Bhante," he said softly, "I understand now. The beads were never truly lost. Only my awareness was. And for the first time in many days, He became completely still. Anuruddha nodded peacefully. Then he said, "Nothing is ever truly lost. Peace, clarity, purpose, joy. They do not disappear. They simply wait for the mind to return." And so, the disciple who kept losing his meditation beads finally found something far more precious than the beads themselves: his presence, awareness. Because in life, we rarely lose the things that matter most. Instead, we lose ourselves in distraction, worry, regret, fear, and noise. In a world full of noise, many people no longer know how to simply be present. And when we finally return to the present moment, everything else begins to return with us. Pause. Most people spend their whole lives learning this lesson too late. So, take one slow breath and ask yourself, how often am I truly present? Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but here, now. Because peace is not somewhere far away. It has been quietly waiting for you this entire time. Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to reflect on its lesson. And if you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and join us again for more peaceful stories inspired by wisdom, mindfulness, and the teachings of life. Until next time, may your mind be calm, your heart be light, and your path filled with peace. And perhaps the peace you are searching for has been quietly waiting inside you all along.